in 2004, I picked up a copy of a used book that I knew nothing about. It was called Passport to the Cosmos by John Mack. It was his second book. And I thought that it's really an interesting idea that a Harvard psychiatrist, a very renowned in his field, he had written a Pulitzer Prize-winning biography of T.E. Lawrence of Arabia, and he was esteemed in his profession at Harvard as a professor of psychiatry. Got interested in the whole idea of alien abduction and people who had these experiences, or who talked about the experiences of encountering alien beings. So he'd written 2 books. I picked up the second one. As I said, I knew nothing about him, even though he was quite famous at the time already. He'd won the Pulitzer for Lawrence. He had been interviewed on the Oprah Winfrey Show. He'd been in the New York Times many times, which I skipped over completely, given a lot of lectures. He'd been investigated by Harvard for his methods, eventually cleared, basically. So in other words, he had all this history that I knew nothing about. So I decided, based on this book, I was going to give him a call and see if I could interview him. Very interesting character, the Harvard connection, etc., aliens. And the next thing I knew, I picked up the paper and he was dead. He'd been run over in London. He'd been there for a conference on Lawrence, looked the wrong way, as we Yanks do in the UK, and it got mowed down by a guy who'd had too much to drink. So, of course, the first rumor that spread instantly was that he'd been assassinated because he was too troublesome to Harvard. And I was able to basically debunk that conclusively, in my opinion, with the police reports. It was a complete accident. But
yeah.
To that. So anyway, so that got me started, and I got in touch with the family, who were grieving at that point and didn't want to talk about, his materials. But eventually I got access to all his archives, his journals, his writings, his tapes of his own therapy sessions, very intimate things, his emails, girlfriends, wife, etc. And that got me started. And I spent the next 16 years researching the story of John Mack. And now the book has come out.
Thanks for watching that clip. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and check out the full episode. All links are in the description. Be nice, be happy, be cool.